Remember the hype in the past whenever there was a Star Wars movie coming out? For months you were excited, rewatching the trailers, humming the themes, but am I crazy? Or isn't that the case anymore? There's a Star Wars movie coming out in a month or so, but I don't feel it. Not online, not in real life. And it's weird because it's a sequel to a highly successful Disney Plus show. It has to be one of the biggest Hollywood stars in it, and yet nothing. Weird. This is the review of Champions, and I'm your host, Grandmaster. With me is a powerful panel made up of the finest champions Sakar has to offer. Let me introduce him to you. It's Merv. How are you, man?
I'm fantastic.
Again, great. Today we're going to talk about episode 3 and 4 of the new Marvel Disney Plus show, Maul Shadow Lord. But before we do, I want to ask you all to help us out. Like, share, subscribe, and visit us at sakar.freeforms.net. Set up that account, get to know us, and join our shows. We love it if you do that. Spoiler warning, after this we're going to talk about episode 3 and 4, and we're not holding back. So if you haven't seen them, check them out first and then join our video again. Captain Lawson is chasing down Maul at all costs. Well, Merv, I really liked episode 3 and 4. You?
I agree. I think it continues the pace and the excitement of the first two episodes pretty well. Yeah, I have very few complaints about either of these episodes.
Yeah, me neither. It's they continue with the relationship that is building between the girl and Maul, and then after that, the fourth episode is a straight up, chase them down and fight between the good guys and the bad guys. And I'm doing it like this because I think, like we talked about last week, we have all kinds of shade of gray.
Oh, for sure. In pretty much every character that appears in this, there are plenty of shades of gray. And I really like that. Like, you don't hate Maul here. Like, he is very likable. He seems like true to his word despite being a criminal. And it's just like now where we kind of leave the episode 4 off of is the Empire shows up in force, and it's like, oh, now the real bad guys are here.
Yeah, exactly. Because Captain Lawson is not a stranger to doing some shady things. I mean, he shuts down two boots. Uh,
Yeah.
he basically refuses to follow protocol by not calling in the Empire. I guess for good reasons. He abandons his son at the game, which is also like not like a good guy at the cost of everything. No, it's really shady, and I like it. You don't know who to root for.
Yeah, he clearly is willing to bend rules. And the funny thing is, like, if he doesn't bend any rules, he's essentially doing everything the Empire says to do, which is clearly bad. But
Hmm.
if he does bend the rules, then he's violating the morality of his own position. But he's trying to capture other guys who are clearly not following any rules and are a harm to society. So yeah,
Hmm.
there's a lot of like interesting moving parts. In the moralities are all over the place. I really loved Maul's attempt at corrupting. I forget her name. Devon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Devon, like the conversations that they had, particularly in episode 3, and then like the when the lights go out and he's kind of like taunting her from the shadows. Like, I really like that scene a lot. And then I really like the lightsaber fight in episode 4 between Maul versus Devon and Baki or Daki. I can't
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
Uncle Ducky.
Uncle Daki. Yeah, I thought both of those scenes were real standouts, and then just everything that's going on with all the characters. It's all
Yeah.
very fun.
And meanwhile, Maul has taken revenge on yet another crime lord who took over from him when he vanished for a while. So he's slowly rebuilding his empire as well. and still don't know if that little guy, forgot his name, is loyal to him or just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, I got the impression that Maul was, since he held his part of the bargain, that Maul was willing to allow him to go into custody of the police and Empire or whatever at the end of this episode, delivering a message or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if I was that little guy, I would take whatever opportunity I got to get out of Maul's clutches because I feel like it is a short term alliance in
Hmm.
agreement because he is just hammer fisting everybody he comes across. The Pikes, the I can't remember the other names of the factions, but the
Hmm.
Pikes are the ones that got pretty much annihilated, and then re they're under new management
Yeah,
as of this episode. So
yeah,
uh,
yeah. And I don't know if it's an improvement, but yeah, no. But what I really like about the show is just it's dark in every sense, and there's games being played between all those characters, and there's an interesting story and dynamic developing in the show.
oh yeah, yeah, with a lot of different characters, and I think everybody's fates are kind of up in the air at the moment as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I know that like other properties, animated shows or whatever have like shown where Maul winds up, at the end. But everybody else, who knows what's going to happen here? I'm curious to see what the ramifications of the Empire showing up. I feel like we're going to get one of the brothers or the sisters or whatever those inquisitors that
Hmm.
have I've seen in a couple of live action things. I feel like we're going to see some of them show up. So I'm really curious to see how it escalates.
Yeah, and yeah, basically that's it, right? About the show. There's not much more to tell. It was a little bit of a in between episode. Like there was some development, and there was that big fight, but it feels like Act One is now done, and we're gonna move now into Act Two of the show.
Yeah, if Act One is Maul kind of chopping the head off these criminal syndicates and condensing power without notice of the Empire, then we're heading into Act Two, where the Empire is there, and I'm sure that'll cause bigger problems, not only for the detective but for Maul and probably for the Jedi who are hanging out in this city.
Hmm.
I'm sure nobody should, except for maybe Two Boots, is happy about the Empire showing up.
Two
Uh,
Boots is happy about the Empire. He's been begging Lawson to call them since episode one. So, but maybe now that the Empire's here, Lawson has a little bit more time for his kid. I feel sorry for his kid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to equate, but yeah, the personal sacrifice that Lawson is making. It's I'm curious to see where it goes. It's still my least interesting aspect of the show at the moment
Yeah,
is like the
but
kid relationship.
Star Wars. Kids are always important in Star Wars. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, shall we do a rating for these two episodes?
sure.
Okay, let's rate. You first.
I'll go 8 out of 10. Nothing blew me back. It was more of the same, but it was all very interesting, and I'm curious to see how it escalates. I know I've
Yeah.
said that a bunch, but
Okay. Well, I go along with that. I also give both episodes, or these episodes, an 8 out of 10. For the same reasons. Everything has been set up now, and now the escalation starts. And I'm curious to see if some factions, like the Jedi, the police, or Maul, will team up to fight the Empire as well together. Or there's a fourth party in this whole show now, and that is interesting.
yeah,
So I'm curious to see how things turn out. Well, sweet and short, but it will conclude our review for episode 3 and 4 of Maul Shadow Lord. We hope you have enjoyed our little discussion today. If you did, help us out, like, share, and subscribe, and join our forum at sakard.freeforms.net. We would love it if you do that. Next week, we will be back to discuss episodes 5 and 6. There's also a brand new episode out for our Infinity Saga series, and our review series for Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is also running. And of course, far on the horizon is our review for The Mandalorian and Grogu. the movie that comes out next month, but we will review it early June. For now, I want to thank you all, also on behalf of Merv, and wish the Force to be with you. Bye.